quick little developing story here for college football. Dylan Raiola gets the old crystal ball. Gets the old crystal ball. Not to Nebraska, not to Georgia, but to USC. That's you texted it to me. What did you text me, Steve? What did you say when I told you this news here, bud? What were your exact words?
I said that is a heartbreaker and an absolute killer for Nebraska and 100% scary for all of college football. That is scary.
Look, it makes sense for if I'm Dylan Raiola. I mean, look, you're going to considerably one of the best quarterback coaches in this time period, right? I mean, Heisman after Heisman, okay? You're going out to L.A. You got plenty of cheddar, plenty of NIL opportunities. It makes sense, okay? I hate it for Nebraska. I love it for Georgia, but I hate it for Nebraska. And I hate that I'm pretty sure Wiltfong crystal balled him, which I can't stand. It came out of nowhere, too. This guy's been living in Nebraska's backyard and all of a sudden gets the old crystal ball from Wiltfong. I have a snapshot here, though. He has a visit. Oh, he already visited USC. Okay, so he was in Nebraska on the 25th. March 4th, he went to USC. So after that, he got crystal balled. Very interesting. Then Georgia Tech, March 17th. How Georgia Tech has even a play in that is beyond me. Then Georgia, the 17th and 18th. And then Nebraska, the 23rd and 25th, which is happening, when is that? A couple days from now? And then he has Nebraska spring game in April 22nd, and then Oregon the 29th and 30th. So he has 2 more visits to Nebraska, 2 massive visits to Nebraska. I'm Team Nebraska on this one.
I think we all are.
Yeah, like I really, really am. But how if I'm Lincoln Riley and I'm USC and I miss out on the number one quarterback that's considering you, and you lost out on DJ Lagway too, because remember they were in the DJ Lagway saga as well. Yep. Lincoln might be falling off. I mean, he's not falling off, but it would be interesting to see if Rule can come in and snatch one from now the claws of USC. And again, it kind of something I've been talking about too. It kind of shows where the evolution of college football. It's really if he goes to USC, everything I've been saying it goes out the window. But I've been saying this new generation of kids are kind of trying to build their own legacy and starting somewhere versus going into something that's already great.
Well, look, I mean, the one thing to say with Nebraska is that is it his dad that works there as the offensive line coach?
His dad played there, and his uncle works there.
It's his uncle that works there, but his dad played there. Yeah, so Nebraska's got the best in that you could possibly imagine. Now, the other thing to consider is that the kid he's from Phoenix. He's from Arizona. He's closer to USC than he is to Nebraska. So if he's got family, extended family in the area, it's a lot easier to drive from Phoenix over to LA than it is to try to get the whole family up to Nebraska. I don't think that'd really be a big deal, especially when you've got a relative on staff. But man, this is something. Yeah, Whitfong has him at a 6 on the crystal ball scale. But the kid's 6'3", 220. It's just, and he is just. There's no doubt that he is the number one guy. He's the number one overall. He's the number one quarterback. Clearly, the number one in the state. That's going to be
mind
a
you,
scary.
USC just got Malachi Nelson.
Riley can get his claws in this kid. It's going to be ugly for college football.
They got Malachi Nelson last year, so they've got a stud lined up as well too. Nebraska has nobody. Like you can go and take over the show. I mean, I love how we're really pulling for Nebraska here, but it's just it's wild to see.
Who are you going to throw the ball to? Like, I mean, who's out there? Who's going to block for you? Who can run for you?
You build around
him.
You
have to
build
score
around
60 points every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you build around him. Austin says you also talk about USC a lot more. There'd be nothing to talk about.